For Pulse Album of the Week, you just heard a snippet of Beat It here on Pulse Album of the Week on 88.7 The Pulse, and we're talking Thriller by Michael Jackson. Are finally on one of those albums. And when I say one of those albums, I mean it is probably the album of all time. And I don't mean that in any sense. What am I getting ahead of myself for? We're talking Thriller by Michael Jackson from 1982. Of course, this is Pulse Album of the Week. I'm Lance Reese, and I'm joined back with
Spike,
Ian,
and Adam.
And it's kind of a bittersweet episode, guys, at least for me.
This is it for you, man.
this
This
is
is
it,
Lance
man.
Reese.
This is it for me. I love doing this show with you guys, and I got this show started on my lonesome at one point, and you guys were nice enough to join me in the studio and keep me company throughout the whole thing. And unfortunately, I have to put focus mostly towards WrestleZona, also on 88.7 The Pulse, Sundays at 8. But we are currently live Sunday at 7 p.m., and we're talking Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Well,
Where do we even start?
from the top, I'd say.
from the
Yeah.
top.
You know, we were walking down the set list last time, and that was a pretty good way to go about things. You know,
Yeah.
it starts off slightly weak here. Want to be starting something.
That is now weak, dude.
I mean, when I say weak,
it's
I'm
hard
talking
to
from a
say,
different
yeah.
perspective, man. I'm talking from just like out of these 8 songs.
Oh,
What is
okay.
out
It's
of the
one of
9
the
songs?
weakers, but
Yes.
it's hard to be weak when this album is one of the most perfect.
Yeah,
thing
and
you
I'm
can get.
I'm
It's also just not has to be a bad song. Like it could be a good song, but it's going up
Yeah.
against Thriller
Yeah.
and Beat It and
There's
all
these
these
clear
great
4
songs.
that we need to just focus on. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get ahead of myself here. I mean, my favorite is honestly The Lady in My Life, the outro to the album. I think although it is very different in tone, it kind of like it's like the conclusion, and it's got some beautiful harmonies, some great production.
Yeah.
And for me, my least favorite would have to be The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney. Great song, but in the context of everything else, it's the weaker link of it.
I mean, it's got to be one of the greatest like two people like combined. I don't know what is that called, a collab.
The
You
duo-
don't know what a collab was?
I forgot what it is.
What's that thing where 2 artists make a song together?
A
No, a
collab.
collab.
What's
A
that? What's that
collab.
thing called when 2 artists collaborate, guys?
new vocabulary word? Collab. COLLAB.
Thank you, Lance.
One
Yeah.
or two people coming together and making something.
Also,
mean-
dude, who has Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney fighting over them? That's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I left for
The
words.
lucky lady in their life, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a really interesting meetup here because you know what Michael Jackson did to the entire Beatles discography. It's like you wouldn't think they'd ever work together.
As like a 10-year-old kid, he was singing about ABCs, 1, 2, 3.
Do Re Mi.
Do Re Mi, and all the above. And that kind of plays a big part into his story because without the Jackson 5 and despite some of the tragic circumstances behind that family, especially during their peak popularity, MJ really gravitated towards music after all that happened, and he made Thriller. So guys, he made Thriller.
He made Thriller, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was. Just imagine being famous since you were a little kid. Like, this guy was on the Ed Sullivan Show when he was, 10 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even younger. I don't even know if he was single digits.
That's nuts.
It's like he's been famous this whole time. He never experienced life without this fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was born into stardom.
Dude, Michael Jackson is one of the most famous guys to ever exist.
He
just, in
probably
general.
is.
Yeah, I mean, in general, if you're thinking of the biggest names in history, I mean, outside of music, that is just, he's a cultural icon in every sense of the word. I mean, you think of, guys, he's not just the king of pop. In a sense, he was the king of music because numbers, I don't usually like to lend on the numbers, but in this case, they genuinely, and I mean genuinely, they do not lie. Thriller is the best-selling album of all time,
70.
and I don't think it
million.
will ever be topped
Never.
because, it actually has been topped in the U.S. I'll get to that. Worldwide, though, it has sold 70 million copies, at least 70 million copies, and that's either through physical sales or digital sales, and those, all those add up, and in the U.S. at least through the RIAA system, This is a 3-time diamond album, which is crazy impressive.
yeah.
35 times platinum, or 34 times platinum. My mistake. And for the record, a singular diamond certification for an album is 10 million sales. And
Oh,
everything that
my.
follows after is in increments of 1 million.
I mean, Michael Jackson is just surpassing all these milestones by a landslide.
It's really insane. And also a lot of people don't really recognize that streams do count as physical sales. I mean, we'll see it in the digital age. If you want kind of like a ballpark range of what 10 million physical albums sold looks like in terms of streams, you're looking at 15 billion streams with a B.
Oh
Billion.
my!
15
Oh yeah.
billion. Michael Jackson is 3 times diamond alone with Thriller. And that's not even to mention that Bad, the album Bad, is diamond certified. And Off the Wall actually gained its diamond certification as an album last month, September of 2025.
Oh wow!
I mean, everybody in the entire world at the time, especially, could have listened to the Michael Jackson album 2 times over. Like just every single person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's crazy.
And again, it would have made sense because the whole world had their eyes on Michael Jackson more than just the music. He was a public figure, big public figure. And, there's actually only one album that has more sales in the U.S. than Thriller. And I don't even count it because it's a compilation.
Eagles
Oh.
best
Eagles?
of.
Eagle, yeah.
Oh, okay,
The
good.
Eagles' greatest hits from 71 to 75.
Okay,
It has 38 million, which I'm going to be honest, guys. I only know one Eagles song, and it's Hotel California.
Whoa.
I don't understand.
I mean, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm more of a Joe Walsh fan.
Take
but
it easy.
No, I get it.
I mean, maybe I'm just uncultured in that sense, but I only know Eagles for Hotel California, which, by the way, great song, very successful. But it kind of shocked me to see that, despite it being a greatest hits compilation, that would make sense. I was still shocked to see it, at least in U.S. sales, 4 million more than MJ.
And I feel like that it's like they shouldn't put that on the list. You can't put a compilation album. It's like
Yeah,
they worked so hard specific like they took the best of over like what 4
4
years or
years.
something like that. It's
Yeah.
like that is cheating.
And it's not even like they were made in the same vein of music. Like Thriller was made as an album, and it's in the theme of that album, and there's a story to it. There's there's everything to it. And continuing with RIAA certification, I mean, there's only a couple artists that are tied with MJ for 3 diamond albums, at least. And those artists that are tied with MJ are Eagles, as we mentioned. They
Yeah.
have 3 diamond albums. And then this is kind of a tie for female artists. Shania Twain. Shania Twain. Sorry, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
I don't know a single song by her.
Shania
Clearly,
Twain.
clearly.
I mean,
Yeah, so I'm not too familiar, but Shania Twain, and she is tied with 3 as well with Whitney Houston.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And
I
then
mean-
Yeah.
and then also in that 3 category is Eminem,
Okay,
which is interesting.
that's
Uh,
funny.
you
I'm
know.
Slim Shady. The
Yeah.
real Slim Shady.
But
I-
there's 3 artist bands that are above that. You have Zeppelin with 5.
Okay.
They have 5 diamond albums.
Makes
And
sense.
then the band with the most is the Beatles with 6.
Again, makes sense.
And I don't. This might shock you guys, but the artist, and it's a solo artist with the most diamond albums, and I want to ask anyone who doesn't know here, like, any guesses?
Taylor
Give us some
Swift.
hints. Give me some hints.
Yeah, what genre are
Country.
Country.
Oh, is it Willie
Bob
Nelson?
Dylan?
It's
No. It's Johnny Cash.
It's
Leonard
Gar-
Skinner.
It's Garth Brooks.
Oh,
Garth
that makes sense.
Brooks.
Garth Brooks has
That-
9 diamond albums.
what?
Okay.
That is nuts to me.
You know what's kind of
That
funny?
kind of feels
I've
undeserved.
seen him.
Yeah,
I've seen him
so-
once, and I didn't really care for him because I'm not a big country guy. But
Fair
I was
enough.
gonna say, out of all the country artists to get that title, Garth.
We're kind of losing track here in the sense that, like, this is all relating back to Thriller by Michael Jackson, by
Yeah.
the way, which, I got to say, releases at an interesting point, not just in the life of Michael Jackson, but the life of many Americans. It released November 29th, 1982, through the traditional LP vinyl and cassette worldwide, in the States, the UK. With some of these older albums, we've learned they might have a release date early in a certain country over another. With MJ, Epic Records was so set on just having it all at once, you know, for everyone across the world. And I think that made a big impact on how it was received and how people were able to access it. So again, it was released through Epic Records, which was a label through Sony Music Entertainment.
I'm thinking about it, and it's like, why would they want to release it at a different date? I can't think of what they would benefit from
I
doing that.
can't
It's like,
either.
maybe
It's
it's
got to
like,
be like a
contractual?
logistical, yeah, something logistical. It can't be like they were like, okay, we want this to happen. You know, if anything, they were probably upset that they couldn't release it all at once. But MJ definitely had that privilege, especially, you know, this label really had a lot of faith in him coming off the success of Off the Wall in '79.
I mean, yeah, they were ready to invest in this man. I mean, he was already a global sensation by the time the '80s rolled around. You know, his name was a household name.
Yeah.
So there was no doubt that this investment was going to turn out for them. So yeah, great decision. from the
But
record company.
with Thriller, I mean, he turned from a household name to a world status icon overnight. It seemed like, you know, obviously they had great promotions. Like we always think about music videos, and for me, I mean, the first music video, not off this album, but the first music video I remember watching was "Smooth Criminal" by Michael Jackson. And those Michael Jackson music videos were nuts. They had story, they had like motion, you know, they were just constantly going. And of course, with this album, you get music videos for Thriller. I mean, that's probably like the most iconic music video of all time.
Yeah.
He's eating the popcorn, he's doing the zombie dance. And again, a big part of Michael's presentation was stage presence.
Yeah.
On and off the stage. He knew how to dance. He choreographed it all himself. He had the shoe design so he could do the little lean on stage. He was nuts, dude. He was like breaking boundaries for this time. And even with artists that came prior to him like David Bowie and Peter Gabriel of Genesis that were still pushing boundaries, MJ just said, "Screw it, man. I'm going to reinvent the wheel." That's basically what he did. He reinvented the wheel.
I mean, yeah, he started something new. He started something incredibly unique, but you know, the world needed that.
And to go back onto the Thriller, the music video, didn't he self-fund that one?
Did he what?
Self-fund that music? Like, because sometimes there's like music videos that are funded by other like people and stuff like that. I don't know. I heard something.
Oh well, yeah, he
self-funded.
No,
it.
this was like pretty much completely produced by Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
like funded by Michael Jackson. I don't know why. You know, you'd think somebody else would pay for it, but I mean, he knows that he's going to be the one profiting from this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wasn't there, I remember he had to make a documentary about the making of Thriller, and it had to stretch it to 45 minutes because there's some dumb rule on MTV where it's like, oh, we can't, album can't have more than 3 music videos for some reason.
Yeah, well, if
Stupid
anything,
rule.
with anything, MJ again reinvented the wheel because they, you know, MTV was like, at this point, we got to work around Michael's schedule. You know, he became that guy that the industry based their standards off of his actions.
Dude, they were playing like Thriller 2 times an hour, or 2 times every hour. And that's like a solid 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I know,
'cause the
it's like a
music video's
14-minute
yeah.
song, you know.
So that means there's like only, I'm trying to say around like 20 minutes dedicated to other artists because you got to include ads as well.
Yeah.
Well, can you guys save some of your thoughts for a little bit because I need to show the people this song. This is that one with that classic bass line that can't you can't help but move a little bit after you hear it. This is Billie Jean on 88.7 The Pulse. That was Billie Jean on 88.7 The Pulse. Man, I'm a really big fan of that one. That's my favorite one off this
Dude,
album.
who isn't?
I mean, that
Yeah.
bass line hits, man.
I feel like it's one of those songs where you hear it so early on, and even then, it just like leaves an impression on you. You know, and that's this whole album. It just has like a very impressionable sound, not just from a listener, but artists who followed after. In my mind, you know, it's the king of pop. So he's, you know, there's a lot of pop elements, but you still get that classic funk, disco, soul, just R&B. Everything is blended into one beautiful melody, and that's kind of how you have to describe Thriller. You know, when we left off, we were kind of talking about accomplishments. We never even really got to the meat and bones of these songs. So I would just produce every track, and not just that, he did a lot of the rhythm, musical, and vocal arrangements across the entire album for all 9 tracks. I mean, he had just as much vision for this album as Michael. He was just kind of the guy who brought it to life. I mean, I always think about an example we had in our program in the classroom where Michael Jackson was going through. We learned about this a year ago. Michael Jackson went through a lawsuit. Some lady was like, you stole my song, and I'm pretty sure it was Billie Jean. And there's that audio clip or that video of MJ in court, and he's like, "This is how I did the song," and then he starts beatboxing it and like humming the melody, and it's just like, how does this guy do this? He just had a vision in his head. Probably went to Quincy Jones like, "This is how I want it to sound." Quincy Jones like, "Okay, I bet I got you."
Well, Michael Jackson, since he doesn't play instruments, he's got to really like
depend.
He's got to depend on these people to interpret what he's saying, and he's kind of found a way to communicate that in his own sense. Kind of play all the instruments himself through just beatboxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's able to translate to put it down on paper.
And when people talk about, like, I don't know, the people who helped Michael Jackson through this album and make this album, you got to go in and talk about Jonathan, Sugarfoot? Is that his nickname? Jonathan Sugarfoot Moffett? I don't even know how to say his last name. But the drummer for Michael Jackson for what? He joined them in 79, I think, something like that.
Off the Wall, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys just heard Billie Jean. I think other than the bass line, one of the most iconic part is just that basic but very effective drum of that. Just everything just comes after that. And even when you hear that drum, you know it's Billie Jean.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's impressive to me that not a lot of songs just start like that, just off the rip with the drum, and not all of them are recognizable like that. I mean, that's like a pure example to me of like, this whole album is just a pure example to me of just absolute incredible music. Of course, the Jacksons had some background vocals, kind of towards the later end of the album. LaToya, Paul Jr., and of course Janet Jackson, who would go on in her own right to be a pretty successful solo artist with R&B and hip hop influenced music.
Eddie Van Halen actually did that for free. He just kind of was doing a favor for Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson just asked him to come play on it, and he didn't ask for any royalties, which he definitely could have. That's a very memorable part of that song.
And just for a little bit of the guitar solo, he could have made a lot of money, especially just with that one song.
I mean, just imagine.
Probably his most popular song.
Because just even getting a percentage of that, like, 5-10%, just something like really small, you'd still be making millions.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Lance's like grandmother going to see Jimi Hendrix. Like, that's absolutely nuts that your grandmother saw Jimi Hendrix play the national anthem at Woodstock
with the Poltergeist, and saw Santana as well.
What are you talking about, the Poltergeist?
Christ,
that was the Poltergeist was it the Poltergeist at that?
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
That doesn't ring a bell. So I don't think so.
I know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I had 2 more points with some of the artists that had worked with MJ on Thriller. David Paich. He was one of the OG songwriters, as well as the keyboardist and the second vocalist for Toto, the band Toto.
Oh my!
And he played synth on a bunch of these tracks, as well as Steve Lukather, another founding member of Toto, who played guitar and bass for the band.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Michael's got connections. Dude.
He did. I mean, dude.
He played with so many people too. And
Michael Jackson was freaking.
He was the king.
He was in it with Ronald Reagan or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
Ian, what do you have to say about that? I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about that. But he was just. What is he? Just hanging out with Ronald Reagan? They just having a.
What's he doing with Ronald Reagan, dude?
Dude, he's just like, I swear he was like at one point Michael Jackson was the United States' greatest asset. And the fact he could calm down political climates just from his presence alone. Like, that's the kind of guy Michael was.
Dude, Michael Jackson and his monkey had better protection than Ronald Reagan.
Dude, Bubbles was my man. Okay.
My goat.
So freaking Michael Jackson had a chimpanzee named Bubbles.
Yeah.
He would feed this monkey like candy and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what is he? He's feeding him candy. He's clothing him. He's taking him on tour. It's like this. He treats him better than he treats his own
wife.
wife.
What's funny?
His
own child that he's dangling out of windows. I mean,
why did he do that,
dude? He's just freaking.
What was his problem?
He just gets what he said. He got caught up in the moment. It's like when I get caught up in the moment, I don't hang children out of windows.
Well,
I mean,
well,
when I look back at that that clip, I can kind of tell just looking at his face, he's out of it.
He's messed up.
absolutely.
I mean,
he's messed up on something.
I just watched that just a second ago, and he dangles this baby over the freaking balcony. You know, it's probably what, like 10 stories up,
Yeah.
something ridiculous.
Yeah, a bunch of people ongoing because of course they're gonna look. It's Michael Jackson.
And then eventually, you know, he didn't leave it out there for too long. Thankfully, he took blanket back in, his baby blanket, and it not a blanket, a baby name blanket.
Yes.
He took it back in, and then he comes out and he's like draping the drapes in front of his face, and he's like throwing a towel. It's like, this guy's.
Yeah,
Duh,
no.
man.
If one wrong move happened, I don't know where Michael Jackson would be in the conversation on that day.
Can
if
you
something
imagine if
happened.
he dropped blanket?
If he dropped blanket
and it was on tape?
TV? Yeah,
Woo.
that. Oh man, I don't even want to imagine.
Dude, Freddie Mercury, he wanted to work with Michael Jackson.
But this llama, man.
Yeah, and he's like the monkey is in the studio, and Freddie Mercury's getting like too angry at him. It's like,
No. It wasn't the monkey. It was a alpaca, man.
oh,
He literally had an alpaca. It wasn't. No, the monkey was
Oh,
out of the
my.
question. He goes through phases. The monkey, that's old news. He's got this freaking alpaca, and Freddie Mercury's literally trying to play on the Thriller album. I don't know which song it was, but they were like collaborating. There was going to be a song on the Thriller album. Can you imagine that? Freddie
Oh.
Mercury, Michael Jackson,
Oh my.
That's just.
I mean,
insane.
and this
mean,
alpaca
yeah.
stopped it all. I mean, Michael Jackson was kind of a like a jerk. I mean, he just like, you know what? If you don't like my alpaca, you can leave.
it's just inconsiderate.
well. Let's
You want to end with that? You want to?
we'll end with that. We'll put into the title track of one of the best, in my opinion, the best music video for a song. This is Thriller by Michael Jackson on 88.7 The
Pulse.
Woo! Yeah, no, wow, sorry, no, that's one of my favorite songs on this album, probably my number 2, because Beat It is. I'm
It's a
so
little
happy.
spooky,
to do
man.
It.
Hey,
It
man,
is. I mean, hey, Halloween just passed.
I know we just,
Yeah.
I just saw a bunch of Michael Jacksons running up and down the street.
That's
Can you
what I
just
was
imagine?
imagining, yeah.
Just imagine walking down the street, Shimona, just
know-
constantly walking backwards. They
You-
just only moonwalk.
You
They
bring
only
up you
moonwalk.
bring up a good point. Michael Jackson is one of the most impersonated people ever. I mean, everyone wants to do an MJ
That-
impression. I mean, there is a genuine business out there for people who just want to dress up as Michael Jackson and impersonate him.
I gotta say, it's really not that hard to be Michael Jackson. All you have to do is grab your crotch and go,
Yeah.
Just
Speaking that soft like the soft, I call it the Neverland accent that he speaks in.
wow. Do you guys know how to moonwalk?
Oh, I know how to moonwalk.
do
A
it right
little
now.
bit.
Do it right now. You want
right
to see
now?
this?
Yeah, guys at the
I'll
radio
describe it. He's doing a white boy moonwalk. Adam's joining him.
Hey, Michael Jackson was white towards the end, so I mean, I'm doing a later phase Michael Jackson.
Interesting.
Back on topic.
Come
We are-
on,
we are
come on.
going far off topic here.
So I want to talk a bit about the label because this is where things get pretty interesting to me, at
Uh-oh.
least.
Yeah.
So we kind of jump forward from '82, 6 years after Thriller had dropped.
Bad?
No, after Thriller had dropped, like 6 years after. In '88, I don't know if that's when Bad dropped or not. I'm not quite sure. I think it might have been 85, 86. But MJ owned CBS Records, and Sony bought CBS Records in '88, which MJ owned.
87.
And 87, same thing. But
Bless you.
Excuse me.
That's gross.
it was a really interesting thing that Sony had bought a label that, and at one point MJ was with Epic, which was Sony, and it kind of goes back to '85 when Michael Jackson acquired ATV Publishing Catalog in 1985. Which this wasn't it. He had thousands of songs under his belt now from multiple artists, but that catalog included the rights, like more specifically publishing rights to the entire catalog of the Beatles.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, he just bought out the Beatles right underneath Paul McCartney's nose.
And you know who encouraged him to do that? Paul
Paul.
McCartney.
I mean, it was clearly like the manipulation on Michael Jackson's end. Michael Jackson is a dirty, he's a dirty boy.
But
Oh.
you know where he picked it up from, the industry he worked in, because that's what he had to deal with even as a kid.
Imagine just growing up, never having a life without fame, never.
I mean, dude, it was a nuts family dynamic, and you could tell that's what kind of kind of brought Michael to his boiling point later on, not just in his career but his life. It is so interesting, just his entire history. But more specifically with Sony Records, I mean, they were kind of at his throat in a sense because they did not like the people, the head honchos, if you will, at Sony Music Entertainment did not like the fact that, one, Michael Jackson, already the biggest star in the industry at this point, owned all this music that was, stars of the past like Beatles, but he was giving back the publishing rights and clearance rights to artists that never got the chance to own their own music, such as Little Richard from the 50s.
Yep.
He gave back every single right to Little Richard, and Sony was not a big fan of that. So they were kind of at his throat, like, you need to knock it off, man. We're trying to make money here. You're trying to be a nice, compassionate guy.
Michael Jackson is trying to be a nice,
he was being
guy?
compassionate in
not
the
to
sense.
the Beatles.
Not well, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Michael Jackson and they both were at each other. Like Sony and Michael Jackson were both at each other.
It was kind of like pettiness in a sense. They were just like, who can out petty who?
Like
Dang, Michael's gonna win that battle.
Oh yeah. He won that battle in his grave.
During one show, he's talking about how people should put away cameras because he was gonna say something bad about Sony because then, of course, nobody put away their cameras. He still said it. Sony is an evil corporation.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier. I kind of want to backtrack. We just listened to Thriller.
Yeah.
Vincent Price, the classic vintage horror actor who does that voiceover at the end. I mean, dude, that's like I got to think of it in like a modern sense. It's like if we got a Morgan Freeman on a an album of like one of the top people, or like Morgan Freeman
on a Benson Boone.
Yeah, literally. There's just something. That's not to say Benson Boone is a Michael Jackson. It's just like we got to think top artists right now.
Number one,
yeah.
Like a Taylor
But
Swift.
again, I don't think there will ever be another Michael Jackson.
Oh, absolutely not.
People have tried and they've gotten close, and I mean not in the sense of the artist, but people who compare these to certain artists. The two I always hear come up in the sense of the next Michael Jackson or the current Michael Jackson. The two I always hear are The Weeknd and Bruno Mars.
That is the worst take
I've
ever heard in my life.
I agree.
The Weeknd is awful.
You don't like The
compared
Weeknd?
to him.
I mean,
compared to Michael Jackson.
Oh, absolutely.
And then what was
not.
the other one?
Compared,
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. I'm less offended by that, but that's still
I agree.
outlandish statement.
I can kind of agree in the sense of Bruno Mars, but even then, like in a modern sense, it does not compare at all.
He didn't have the moves. I mean, he had some moves, but they were nothing compared to Michael Jackson's.
No.
And the music is just not as good.
No.
I mean, sure, you got 24 Karat Magic in the air, but who cares?
Who
I mean, you
cares,
have Beat It.
for real?
I've also heard like this might just be their fans talking about this, but I also hear people talking about how Taylor Swift is more famous than Michael Jackson.
No shot.
It's no.
I mean, she's famous, but not Michael Jackson famous.
Dude, even because think about it, even now, like just like a rhetorical question for the room. How do a lot of people rank an artist's popularity other than streams?
Yeah.
And monthly listeners? Michael Jackson had him and Prince probably had the most iconic Super Bowl performances.
He stood in the middle for like 25 seconds.
Standing there
He's
horrified.
Literally just standing there because he probably couldn't even hear himself over the noise of applause. Just his presence alone shook that entire venue. People would faint seeing Michael Jackson. And again, the only time we saw that prior to that was with Beatlemania when the Beatles came to the States. And you see the videos of all the white women in the 60s like they're all dying because these British boys with their bowl cuts are making the waves. But even then, dude, you can't even compare MJ to the Beatles. I mean, in both regards, you can't do that because it's a solo band. They all had their own paths, but MJ was just iconic in every sense of the word. Dude, yeah, no,
He's just changing races on us. He's like, you know what? I don't got enough opportunity.
Change pigments.
White man.
Because a lot of the stuff we don't know about Michael Jackson is because of him. He didn't want the public to know. And to his credit, it's like if you are in a bad spot anywhere of your life, you don't want the public to know that, especially if you're in MJ's position. And he was suffering with that disease for a while, and he got to the point where he's like, I'm just going to make the switch. I mean, we got to talk about the tragic circumstances surrounding Michael Jackson's death.
Yeah.
Because it was reported by August of 2009 by the LA County Department of Medical Examiners that it was concluded that MJ's death was a homicide. Like, that is the official
A
report.
homicide.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But he had been administered a bunch of drugs I can't even pronounce. It's just anti-anxiety sleep medication that his doctor was prescribing him.
He was taking propofol to sleep.
Yeah,
which is like
Propital and benzodiazepine, the Lord's. It's like,
I don't know how you say that.
it's like, if I can't even pronounce these words, do you think MJ could have in his mental state and his stardom when he needed help, and that doctor just threw it to the wall like, hey, this will help you, man, and that's what got him killed. That doctor saw jail time.
Died at 50. What, in 2009?
Yeah,
I mean,
so tragic.
It's weird to think that I was alive when Michael Jackson. We all were alive when Michael Jackson was alive.
Yeah.
And if this one doctor, if it was a doctor, we'll get to that later. Well, I'll let you do that, Lance. But if that one doctor could have had done something correctly, we all potentially could have went and seen a Michael Jackson
And that's
concert.
the thing. He died right around the time he had announced a bunch of tours it wasn't even the States. He was going to do like a bunch of shows in the UK.
Yeah.
And as he announced that, it sold out. So he's like, you know what? 70 more. He had like 70 dates ready for the UK and Europe. And he was ready to go. It was time for that big Michael Jackson comeback. He was coming back in the public eye after kind of wanting to be away for a bit for his issues. And he died.
Then June 25th, 2009, at 2:26, he was pronounced dead at the Ronald Reagan Healthcare.
Dude,
There he is again.
So Ronald
Yeah.
Reagan killed Michael
No,
Jackson.
no.
Maybe. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure I was 2 years old, so I don't know, but I'm sure a lot of people, older people in our lives, we could ask them, hey, where were you when you found out Michael Jackson died? And I'm serious. They could probably tell you where they were
it's
when
insane.
they found out Michael Jackson died.
People can tell you where they were when Kennedy got shot,
Yep.
where they were when 9/11 happened,
Yep.
and where they were when Michael Jackson died.
Those are the big three.
These are all the same importance. They should all be celebrated by the country at the same
and guess what?
equivalence.
Guess what? For two of those, Kennedy and the 9/11 attacks, obviously more so pertains to the U.S. With MJ, he was universal, man. I'm sure you could
Yeah.
go to
Oh,
any country
absolutely.
and ask an older gentleman, older lady, like, where were you when this happened? And no matter what language they speak, they'll be able to express to you how they felt and where they were when he passed.
Yeah, I mean, like he's done this thing where he went to like a random like civilization in somewhere in Africa, and they knew him,
Yeah.
and they knew him.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think of it in the smaller sense because I've seen interviews with this is gonna be a weird example, Rhett and Link.
Good Mythical Morning.
Seriously, Good Mythical Morning. Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. Obviously no MJ, but to their credit, they've had success and they're well known in their regard. I remember watching their interview on the Hot Ones show with Sean Evans.
Yep.
And they mentioned that they were like in some like the islands of Fiji, and some Tasmanian opium farmer recognized them as like Rhett, Link. It's like if that can happen to Rhett and Link, imagine being Michael Jackson.
Oh,
You could go to like an undiscovered part of the world or the ocean or space, and they would know you. That the sharks would know you, the aliens would know you. It's like
I mean, yeah,
if they exist.
this one singular person could bring everybody together.
It's nuts.
That's the like one of the coolest things that I can like talk about.
Today we're talking about, well, what else were we talking about? We're talking about Thriller by Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
greatest pop
Ooh.
album of all time.
Yeah.
Hold
yeah.
on. Who is he calling Pretty Young Thing? Who is this Pretty Young Thing?
Ian.
All right. Dude, has anybody actually looked at Ian? I mean, oh my god. Ew.
What did I do?
Like, cut your hair, Spike.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
MJ brings something else out of everyone. I've noticed here in the energy in the room.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
waiting for all you else to call me just a complete lady man.
You know what? No, we're not gonna call you that.
I
All right.
refuse.
I'll
refuse.
refrain if you refrain.
I refrain. But to kind of go back on Michael Jackson bringing people together, he actually co-produced the song called "We Are the Worlds" with Lionel Richie, which had a bunch of like big artists, including
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, Cyndi Lauper, Paul Simon, who we talked about, Simon
Oh,
and
yeah.
Garfunkel.
Was it the one who played basketball? Or am I thinking of the other one?
Uh,
I'm thinking of Garfunkel.
That was
I think of
That was
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel.
It's Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner. There was like Billy Joel
Yeah,
was on there.
I mean, like, dude, if they thought like Live Aid was the pinnacle of getting people together for anything, I mean, that song alone just like,
Yeah.
in a sense, it almost ruined people's perception of music. Cause like, how do you top that? You got the all-star lineup. That's like you got LeBron and Kobe and Michael Jordan and all the top names in basketball on the
Yeah.
same team in their prime. It's like, how do
It's-
you do that?
You just don't. I'm trying to
It
figure
will
out
never
how to get
be
everybody.
something like that. Will never be done again.
Like here, it has of course, Billy Joel, Cyndi Lauper, Bob Dylan.
Bob
had it
Dylan.
Ew,
Ray-
get him
Ray-
out of here.
What did he do? Just stand in the corner and smoke a cigarette? Like
Probably and probably the coolest one outside of Michael Jackson, Ray Charles was on it, and I mean, how
Ray Charles, the blind man.
and Stevie Wonder,
And
who's
Stevie
also
Wonder.
blind.
Dude,
The
what is this
two
guy's
pianists,
obsession with?
With blind people,
To what?
two blind pianists. They play
Okay.
the piano.
Okay, they play
Keyboardist.
piano. There
Yeah.
you go. Thank you, Glenn.
Hey, what do you? Okay.
Whatever, man. We're talking about Thriller by Michael Jackson, man. And we had mentioned earlier there were some tragic circumstances
Yeah.
regarding MJ's death. And honestly, dude, I was talking about the shady circumstances with Sony. I don't want to be that guy, but the music industry has a history of some shady characters in the medical field.
Silencing and stuff.
Yeah, more than that, it's just like in any industry in that era, they always have medical in some regard. Like, artist benefits, they usually have like a label doctor that, you're signed to this label. You ever get hurt or you need something, go to this guy, or, get a prescription refill from this guy.
Yeah.
I never trusted those guys. I couldn't even tell you the doctor
Yeah.
that got Michael Jackson killed. But
I'll tell you, I have him on speed dial.
Oh yeah, you haven't
He's
seen
got-
that?
He's got the good stuff. Okay.
Is he still behind the cell?
actually, he came out just for me.
Wow.
Whoa.
Is he out of the jail?
he
we
know
came
this?
out for you?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I need those flu shots. I
Yeah.
don't have enough flu shots. I need one every evening.
Yeah, Spike had one bad night of sleep and he turned to MJ's doctor.
I know. I was like, please give me the propofol, give me the flu shots, give me
give me all the anti-anxiety meds. I need it.
Yeah.
specifically like flu shots.
Dude,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson had the voice of Fred Durst going through his head. Like he was
Yeah, that-
telling him evil thoughts and what to do. It was,
I mean,
it was crazy.
that's
man.
starting to make sense. Michael Jackson got possessed by Fred Durst, and all of a sudden he wanted to drop his child about 7 stories.
Yeah, we're losing track of time here, and we've been hyping it up. I mean, we gotta
Alrighty.
play it, guys.
Let's
It-
play
Come
it.
on, man.
It's Beat
It's
It.
time.
I mean, guys, we got it.
Beat
It's Beat It.
Beat
This
it.
is Beat It by Michael Jackson here on 88.7
The Pulse.
All right.
Beat It by Michael Jackson on 88.7 The Pulse. I am Lance Reese, and this is, again, my final rodeo with the guys for
No.
Pulse Album of the Week.
Hey,
Uh,
you know what? It was a great album to
Yeah,
send him off
It
to.
really
so.
was, man. And I mean, I loved every album we covered on this show. I mean, I have so much trust and faith in you guys that you guys are going to do great things with this show.
Oh man.
Especially you, Spike, because you'll be taking my seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be in control of these two.
Yeah, I got to keep him in line.
You
Gotta-
do. You
I
really
keep
do.
him on a short
I
leash
see.
here.
I've
Keep
been
us
trying to
in
this episode, man.
We had
Trust
to
me.
spread you like we had to beep you like twice this episode.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm a bad choice for this role of power, but you know what?
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a
Hey.
grain of salt. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm okay with it.
Hey, it's sad to see you go, but you're in
You
good
know what?
hands.
We-
Lance. This
I-
shows
and
that
I
It was a
you're-
agree.
wonderful run.
We're
Yeah.
in good hands, and I love doing the show with you guys. It was
Love doing it with you
absolutely
too, sir.
fantastic.
Same, dude.
Thank you guys. It's
It's fun while it lasts.
very
Fun,
heartfelt.
very fun.
Your name will not be forgotten.
Yeah. So
Have
we-
fun doing your own show.
Yeah.
We'll miss you,
I will.
Trader.
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 No, you'll come back.
I'll
We'll
come
bring
back.
you back.
I'll bring guys.
bring you back a
I
couple of
might,
times.
I might be there for a few appearances, just here and there. But I'm taking a little step down from it. But we really gotta recap here, guys. What did we not even what do we learn. We don't learn anything with an album like Thriller. We know what we thought. We just had to get the thoughts out. But to kind of like summarize, what did we discuss?
Well, I think that this album really is the best Michael Jackson album.
Yep.
I think it embodies a lot of 1982's like just the movement from R&B to the 80s music. It's like it kind of combined the two and opened up that door.
Yeah.
I think it really just encompassed the 80s sound really well. And
That synthy poppy
that
soul
synthy
sound.
pop, but you can't forget about the soul. It's like
Oh,
he
yeah.
threw that in there and he
It
made
is
it so we
so soulful.
I know, and just I'm still and forever in debt with him for leaving me Beat It and Billie Jean, that bass
Oh,
line.
absolutely.
I will constantly hum that in my head every
Yeah.
day.
What about you, Adam?
I mean, Spike said it very well. Like, this is, in my opinion, one of the probably my number 3 album of all time. It's
Really?
in top 3. I don't know. I'm a big fan of other stuff, but whatever. That's me.
Yeah.
But like, getting these hits as Thriller, Beat It, and
Billie
Billie
Jean.
Jean,
Yeah.
all of them. It's
back
just
to back to back, by the way.
yeah. And it's just 1, 2, knockout, just straight like uppercut through the chin, and it's just the only thing I have to say is thank you, Michael Jackson, for creating such a masterpiece.
I mean, like, yeah, you're right. Thriller, that's the left hook. Beat It, that's the right hook. And Billie Jean, that's the freaking KO. That's the knockout punch.
That's like the jumping knee. He like overdid it with that.
Yeah.
What about you, Ian?
You know what I've learned? I already knew this. I already knew that Michael was the GOAT, and this just further solidified it.
Yeah.
You know what else I learned? Who had Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney lusting over them?
Yeah.
Who are you?
No, they need to reveal themselves.
Yeah.
Right now. You know, man, it's just I'm really lost at words how to put it. Thriller is just again,
it is good.
It is good, but
Good.
you know, it's more than just good. It's
Phenomenal.
it's a staple not just of music but of culture.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people's first exposure to music was probably Michael Jackson, and a lot of that probably Billie Jean, Beat It, and Thriller, those 3 specifically, but even the album in general, it's outlived itself in the sense that it's outlived the artists, it's outlived the people who like Quincy Jones passed last year.
Oh, he
that's-
did.
Yeah,
He
did.
been
Really?
dead.
So the 2 main guys that brought this album to light, you know, they're not even here
Yeah.
to talk about it, but here we are.
I mean,
talking
Sugarfoot's
about
still
it.
alive though. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean,
No
Wow.
Quincy Jones and MJ.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But you
long
know,
live MJ.
long live MJ, long live Quincy
Quincy
Jones,
Jones.
and you know, it's just and you know, I'm getting personal here, but this is such a bittersweet but a powerful note for me to end on with
Absolutely.
you guys with Thriller. Such a classic, cultural, iconic album. I just very honored that this got to be my final episode with you guys.
Absolutely. We love you, Lance.
Thank
Well,
Love you,
you.
Lance.
The 3 of us, I think we'd like to come together and say goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for
Absolutely.
starting
Thank
this.
you, Lance.
Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting us on and just like, oh, Adam, yeah, that guy. It might be a good idea to get him to talk.
I don't think it was a good idea
I
to get
mean,
him on.
Me and Lance had been forming this idea about a year ago or something. Like, we wanted an album review show, and
Yeah.
just I didn't have the balls to make it real, but Lance kind of stood up and made it real. And thank you for passing the torch to me after you did some of the heavy
course.
lifting.
And thank
We're in
you
good hands,
guys
Ian.
for being able to take on the task. You know, it's
Yeah.
great. You know, I'll sign off for one last time. For 88.7 The Pulse, this is Pulse Album of the Week. We have been talking Thriller by Michael Jackson for the last time. I'm Lance Reese, and I've been joined with
Spike!
Yeah.
And Adam.
All right. Stay tuned for next week, Sunday at 7 p.m. We got a good one coming up for you. It's Green Day. Oh, it's Dookie? It was between American Idiot and Dookie, but we settled on Dookie, and I think you guys are going to be pleased with that. So stay tuned, and we'll see you later. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.